since when you starting to have an idea of building the psychological metrics, the FourSight, to help people to understand themselves, the creativity level within themselves?
Yeah, so actually that happened as a result of, as you mentioned, as I was moving through graduate school, I started to do some training and consulting with organizations. That's when I became really interested in organizational psychology and thinking, well, how do we help people, employees and organizations? Because organizations, they have to solve problems, they have to innovate, creativity is the fuel to that. So how do we help employees within organizations better tap into their creativity? And I was doing some training with Procter & Gamble, a management training program. I had taught a creativity tool, a decision-making tool called the Evaluation Matrix. During the coffee break, one of the managers came up to me and said, wow, that learning experience we just went through, that Evaluation Matrix, which is a very rational tool, you use measurement and criteria and rating scales, said, oh my gosh, that was so hard for me. My brain just doesn't think like that, to be so objective, to assign numbers to criteria up against choices. And, you know, I just, that was so challenging for me. I'm like, oh gosh, I'm sorry, I didn't know I was punishing you. I didn't know I was causing you pain. No, this is good for me. I'm like, okay. And then during the same coffee break, literally like a minute later, another manager came up to me, complete opposite reaction. I love that decision-making tool. This is how I think, very systematically, and being really clear in your decision-making and weighting your decisions and using numbers. I'm like, wow, this is fascinating. I just taught the same tool to a group of 25 people, and they were all having different experiences. And what it made me realize was, when I'm teaching creative problem solving, it's already inside of people. They already have their own natural way of engaging. It's innate. It's innate inside of all people. So as a psychologist, it got me thinking about, well, how can I measure this? Can I create a self-rating scale? Can I take the stages of the creative process, something that we all probably do naturally, and can I put it into language to have people reflect on it in terms of their lives and how they are naturally? And so, you know, you go out to a restaurant and you look at the menu, and you can see how people have different creative problem-solving preferences. Like, some people will study the menu thoroughly, reading every line, reading all of the ingredients. Some people, like me, will look at it very quickly and within 10 seconds make a decision, right? So this is naturally inside of all of us. So this measure, FourSight, puts this creative process into natural language, everyday language, to get people to think about, like that menu example that I gave you, to get people to think about how they are already involved in creative thinking, so that it illuminates for them, oh, I'm a clarifier. That's why I don't like to take risks. That's why I like to focus on reality. That's why I like doing research and taking my time. We're ideators. Oh, I like to dream and have a big vision, and I'm always kind of thinking into the future. Or the developer type person who, oh, I'd like to take one idea and work on it and perfect it and refine it and craft it. And then you have the implementer type person. Again, people are blends of all of these things. It's what we have a stronger preference for, and the implementer person is more of the, let me jump into action. Let me move quickly. Let me check it off of my to-do list so I can then move on to the next thing. So these personalities, if you will, show up in our lives and impact how we work with other people, including significant people in our lives, our loved ones, our friends, our teammates. And because one of the things that we do throughout life is we solve problems creatively, alone and with others. And so FourSight is a psychological tool that identifies the degree of preference people have for each of these 4 ways of thinking. Does that make sense?
That makes a lot of sense to me. And like you say earlier,